My wife left me and the kids for a rich man, then came crawling back 2 years later. While my girlfriend helped our daughter with spelling. I showed her the door. I'm a civil engineer. I build bridges, oversee construction sites, solve problems. I thought I was pretty good at reading structural weaknesses, spotting issues before they became disasters. Turns out I'm crap at seeing when my own marriage is collapsing. Alina and I had been together for 9 years. We had Max, who was 7 at the time, and Daisy, who just turned 4. Normal life, you know? Soccer practices, bedtime stories, arguing about whose turn it was to do the dishes. Nothing fancy, but it was ours. Then something shifted. She started spending hours on Instagram, scrolling through luxury lifestyle accounts. Designer handbags appeared in our Amazon cart. She complained our house was too small even though we just refinished the basement. Date nights became lectures about people she'd met who really lived instead of just existing. Don't you want more? She'd ask. More what? More. Everything. The final crack came after some charity gala for her boutique business. She came home different. Distant. 3 days later, she sat me down at our kitchen table, the one we'd picked out together at IKEA, and said words I'll never forget. I want a different life. More luxury. More excitement. I can't do this anymore. Not I'm unhappy. Not we should talk. Just I can't do this. Do what? I asked. This. She gestured around our kitchen. The routine. The sameness. I met someone who showed me what life could actually be like. There it was. Clean and cold. So you're leaving. I need to find myself. You have 2 kids. I know. And I'll still be an amazing mom. This doesn't change that. She moved out 6 days later. Packed her favorite clothes, took some photos, left behind everything that didn't fit her new aesthetic. She promised Max and Daisy this was temporary, that mommy just needed her own space, that she'd see them every weekend. That first weekend, Max had his backpack ready by noon. Daisy kept running to the window asking when mommy was coming. At 4 p.m., my phone buzzed. Hey, something came up. Can we do next weekend instead? I stared at that text for a solid minute. Max was watching me from the couch. Is mommy coming? I looked at my 7-year-old son, saw the hope in his face, and realized this was the new reality. Not today, bud. Why not? She's busy, but she promised. Yeah. She did. That night, Daisy cried herself to sleep asking for mommy. I sat on the edge of her bed, rubbing her back, feeling completely useless. Max didn't cry. He just got quiet, which was somehow worse. The next weekend came. Same thing. Another excuse. Work thing came up. I'm so sorry. Then the weekend after that, not feeling well. Don't want to get the kids sick. I started keeping track. Not because I was planning anything, just because I needed to see it written down to believe it was actually happening. Missed visit number 1. Missed visit number 2. Every excuse saved. Every broken promise documented. Her Instagram told a different story. Designer brunches. Rooftop bars. Some guy's yacht. Always tagged in locations I couldn't pronounce, wearing clothes that cost more than our mortgage. The pattern set in fast. She'd cancel Friday afternoon. Promised to make it up. Never did. The kids stopped getting excited. They stopped asking when she was coming. Max started saying probably not whenever I mentioned she might visit. 3 months in, I was putting Daisy to bed after another missed weekend. She'd cried through dinner, and I'd read her favorite book twice, doing all the voices. She was finally calm, stuffed rabbit clutched to her chest. My phone lit up on the nightstand. Instagram notification. I don't know why I looked. Maybe I'm a masochist. There was Alina, posted 20 minutes ago. Rooftop party, champagne glass, sunset in the background. Designer dress. That caption, living my best life, sparkles emoji, hashtag no regrets, hashtag new beginnings. I looked at the timestamp. 8:46 p.m. Then I looked at Daisy, finally asleep after crying for her mom. I took a screenshot. Dated and timestamped. Something cold settled in my chest. This wasn't going to get better. I opened a new folder on my phone and labeled it simply, Records. This was just the beginning. The folder grew fast. April 12th, cancelled. Too tired from traveling. April 26th, no show. Didn't respond to texts until 11 p.m. Lost track of time. May 3rd, can we reschedule? Bad headache. Every screenshot went in the folder. Every excuse. Every Instagram post from the same day she was too tired to see her kids. I wasn't planning anything yet. I just needed proof this was real, that I wasn't imagining it. Life became a relay race I was running alone. Wake up at 5:30 to prep lunches. Get both kids dressed. Daisy fought me on every outfit. Drop Max at elementary, Daisy at preschool. Rush to the construction site. Field calls from the school nurse. Leave work early for pickup. Homework with Max while Daisy demanded snacks every 5 minutes. Dinner. Bath time battles. Bedtime stories. Collapse on the couch around 9 p.m. Then do it again. My boss started making comments about my hours. My sister called asking if I needed help. I said no because admitting I was drowning felt like failing. The worst part wasn't the exhaustion. It was the questions. Where's mommy? When is mommy coming? Does mommy still love us? I got good at lying. She's busy. She loves you so much. She'll come soon. But Max was smart. He stopped believing me around June. Just shrugged when I mentioned possible visits, went back to his Legos. 7 years old and already learning not to hope. Alina's Instagram got worse. Or I got more obsessed with checking it, hard to say which. Private chef dinners. Helicopter rides. Some tech startup guy's party in his glass house. Her captions were always the same BS. Finding myself. New chapter. Living authentically. Meanwhile, I was scrubbing crayon off the living room wall at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. July hit and I hit a wall. Project deadline at work. Max needed permission slips signed. Daisy got sent home with lice. The dishwasher broke. I forgot to pay the electric bill. Max's teacher emailed about him being withdrawn. I sat in my truck in the driveway one night, too exhausted to even walk inside, and thought, I can't do this, but I did. Because what else was I going to do? My sister convinced me to sign Max up for soccer. Give him something normal. And you need to be around other adults. She wasn't wrong. First practice, I was the mess. Forgot to bring water bottles. Daisy was melting down because she was hungry. Max's cleats were too small, forgot to check. I was that dad. First time, I looked up. Woman about my age, ponytail, kind smile. Her daughter was on the field with Max. That obvious? You've got the deer in headlights look. I had it too. She handed me a granola bar. For your daughter. Trust me. Daisy stopped crying immediately and started eating. I'm Bonnie, thanks. I'm drowning, she laughed. Yeah. Single parent? Recently. Me too. 3 years now. It gets easier. Then harder. Then easier again. We sat together on the bleachers while the kids ran drills. She didn't ask invasive questions. Didn't offer patronizing advice. Just existed next to me like another human trying to survive. After practice, she mentioned a parents group chat. I joined. She sent me a message later, you did fine today. Show up next week. That's all that matters. Something about that helped. Practices became the highlight of my week. Bonnie was always there, steady, funny, real. We'd talk about the chaos of bedtime, share tips on picky eaters, laugh about catastrophic grocery store meltdowns. She was a pediatric nurse, worked night shifts, understood exhaustion on a molecular level. The folder kept growing. Alina visited once in July. 30 minutes. Took selfies with the kids, posted them with hearts and my baby's captions, then left because she had dinner plans. Max asked me after she left, why does she only come to take pictures? I had no answer for that. August. September. The pattern held. Bonnie became a constant. Coffee after practice. Text chains about homework struggles. She helped Max with a science project when I was stuck late at work. October 15th, 11:11 p.m. I was finally asleep when Daisy's cry woke me. Not her normal cry, something wrong. Her forehead was burning. Thermometer read 103.2. I gave her medicine, cool washcloth, nothing worked. She was sobbing, fever climbing. I was alone, panicking, Googling symptoms at midnight like an idiot. I posted in the parents group chat, desperate, not expecting answers at this hour. My phone lit up immediately. Bonnie, saw your message. Need help? I can be there in 15. I stared at the screen, Daisy crying in my arms. Someone was offering to show up, at midnight, for my kid. I typed back, are you sure? Bonnie, already grabbing my keys. Bonnie showed up in sweatpants and a hoodie, medical bag in hand, like she did this every night. Hey, she said quietly, stepping inside. How's she doing? Fever won't break. She's been crying for an hour. Bonnie knelt beside Daisy on the couch, pressed the back of her hand to her forehead, checked her ears with a little light from her bag. Okay, sweetheart. I'm Bonnie. I'm a nurse. Can I look in your throat real quick? Daisy nodded, too miserable to protest. Thought so. Classic strep throat. You'll need to take her in tomorrow for a throat culture, but I brought children's ibuprofen. It'll work better than acetaminophen for this. She pulled out a bottle, measured the dose like she'd done it 1,000 times. This'll help with the pain and bring the fever down. 20 minutes later, Daisy was asleep against my chest, fever already dropping. Thank you, I said. You didn't have to. Yeah, I did. I've been there. It's terrifying when you're alone. She stayed another hour. Made me tea. Told me what to watch for, when to go to the ER versus urgent care. Wrote down her cell number. Text me tomorrow. Let me know how she is. I did, and the day after that when Max had a question about his math homework, and the following week when Daisy asked if Max's friend's mom could come to her birthday party, Bonnie came. Brought cupcakes and stayed to help clean up after every other parent bailed. It became a pattern. Not planned, just natural. Coffee after Saturday practices turned into lunch sometimes. She'd text me articles about kids and anxiety when Max was having a rough week. I'd send her memes about single-parent chaos at 2 a.m. and she'd respond immediately because she was also awake dealing with her daughter's nightmare. The kids started asking about her. Is Bonnie coming to my game? Can we invite Bonnie to the zoo? They drew pictures of our practice family, both sets of kids, me and Bonnie on the sidelines. Alina visited once in November. 45 minutes. Took the kids to get ice cream, posted 6 Instagram stories about quality time with my babies, then dropped them off early because she had a dinner reservation. Max didn't even seem disappointed anymore. Just said bye and went to his room. The folder was damning now. 8 months of documentation. Cancelled visits. No shows. Screenshots of her clubbing in Vegas while Daisy had the flu. Text messages promising to do better followed by more excuses. December came. Bonnie helped me wrap Christmas presents after the kids were asleep. We drank cheap wine and laughed about the chaos of raising kids alone. She told me about her ex, the custody battles, learning to be enough. I told her about the folder, about documenting everything because I knew this was heading somewhere bad. You're doing the right thing, she said. Protecting them. I just show up, that's literally the whole job. Somewhere between wrapping Legos and assembling a dollhouse, I realized I had feelings for her. Real ones. I didn't say anything. Too risky. Too complicated. The kids came first, but she must have known, because on New Year's Eve, both of us home with sleeping kids, texting like usual, she sent, I'm glad we met. You're a good dad. And a good friend. I stared at friend for too long. You too. Good nurse. Good mom. Good friend. January. February. March. We didn't define anything. Just kept existing in each other's space. She had a drawer at my house, emergency kid supplies. I had her daughter's allergy info memorized. The kids played together every weekend. Max told me once, I like when Bonnie's here. Everything's easier. Yeah. It was. April marked 1 year since Alina left. She'd visited 3 times in 12 months. Max's birthday, she sent a gift card. Daisy's kindergarten graduation, she didn't show. Bonnie did. Brought flowers. Took pictures. Stayed for the celebration dinner I made, spaghetti, Daisy's favorite. May came. I'd known Bonnie almost a year now. The kids were thriving. Max's teacher said he was coming out of his shell. Daisy was happy, confident, silly again. One Friday night, we did a movie night, my two, Bonnie's daughter, Bonnie and me squished on the couch with popcorn and a Pixar movie. Normal. Easy. Right. Afterward, Bonnie helped me get Daisy ready for bed while Max and her daughter played in the living room. Teeth brushed, pajamas on, favorite stuffed rabbit retrieved from under the bed. Daisy climbed into bed, looked up at Bonnie with sleepy eyes. Will you read me a story? Of course. Bonnie sat on the edge of the bed, opened the book, some princess thing Daisy loved, and did all the voices. Daisy giggled, clutched her rabbit, eyes getting heavy. Story finished. Bonnie tucked the blanket around her, kissed her forehead. Good night, sweetheart. Daisy yawned, eyes already closed. Good night. I love you, Mommy. The room went completely still. Bonnie froze. I froze. Daisy's breathing evened out, already asleep, completely unaware of what she'd just said. I looked at Bonnie. Her eyes were wide, uncertain, like she'd accidentally stepped on a landmine. I didn't, she started. I know. We stood there in the doorway of my daughter's room, the nightlight casting shadows, the weight of that word hanging between us. Mommy, not confusion. Not manipulation. Earned. We didn't talk about it that night. What was there to say? Daisy had called Bonnie Mommy in her sleep, and the world didn't end. We just stood there for a minute, then went back to the living room where Max and Bonnie's daughter were arguing about Mario Kart. Life kept going. Bonnie and I finally had the conversation a month later. Admitted what had been obvious for a while. We were careful, took it slow, kept it mostly separate from the kids at first. But they already knew. Kids always know. 18 months passed. Life found a rhythm. Bonnie and I were together. Not married, not rushing anything, just solid. The kids called her Bonnie mostly, sometimes Mama Bonnie when Daisy was being affectionate. It wasn't forced. It just was. Max turned 10. Confident, happy, captain of his soccer team. Daisy was 7, thriving in 2nd grade, had actual friends now instead of just clinging to me. Alina visited maybe 5 times in those 18 months. Always brief. Always awkward. The kids were polite but distant, like she was a relative they barely knew. She'd take selfies, post them, leave. I stopped checking her Instagram. Stopped caring. The folder sat on my phone, untouched. I didn't need it anymore. We'd moved on. Then she showed up, Saturday afternoon, late September. I was in the garage fixing Max's bike. Bonnie had taken all 3 kids to the park. Quiet house, rare moment alone. Doorbell rang. I almost didn't answer, probably a package. But something made me check. Alina stood on my porch. Designer clothes, expensive haircut, but something was off. The confidence was gone. She looked smaller. Hey, she said. Alina, can we talk? I didn't move from the doorway. About what? Us. The kids. Everything. Her voice cracked. I made a mistake. I felt nothing. Not anger, not satisfaction, not even curiosity. Just blank. Okay, can I come in? I stepped aside. She walked into the house like she was visiting a museum of her old life. Touched the kitchen counter. Looked at the photos on the wall, new ones she wasn't in. The place looks good. What do you want, Alina? She turned, and I saw it then, tears forming. The performance. I want my family back. I want to rebuild what we had. I want to be their mother again. You are their mother, you know what I mean. She stepped closer. I was wrong. About everything. The life I thought I wanted, it wasn't real. This is real. You. The kids. Our family. We're not a family. We're co-parents. Barely. We could be again. I've changed. I see things differently now. What happened? I asked flatly. What? The luxury life. The excitement. What happened to it? Her jaw tightened. It ended. Relationships end. That doesn't mean I don't regret. You regret losing, not leaving. That's not fair, isn't it? I crossed my arms. You left because you wanted something better. Now that didn't work out, so you're back. That's not wanting us. That's settling. I miss the kids. You see them whenever you want. You just don't want to. That's not true. When was the last time you visited? She hesitated. July. It's September. I've been dealing with things. You're always dealing with things. They're just never your kids. Her tears were falling now. Real or performed, I couldn't tell anymore. Please. I know I messed up. But they're my children. I deserve a chance to make this right. You've had chances. Hundreds of them. You chose your Instagram aesthetic over showing up. I'm here now, 2 years too late. The garage door opened. Voices. Kids laughing. Bonnie saying something that made them giggle. Alina's face changed. Who's that? Bonnie, the soccer mom? Yeah. The front door opened. Max and Daisy ran inside, sweaty and happy, Bonnie and her daughter following. Everyone froze. Daisy saw Alina first. Stopped running. Oh. Hi. Not excitement. Not mommy. Just. Hi. Max was more guarded. What are you doing here? I came to see you guys, Alina said, forcing brightness into her voice. Surprise. We were at the park, Daisy said, like she needed to explain where she'd been. Bonnie stayed in the doorway, reading the room. I should. No, I said. Stay. Alina's eyes locked on Bonnie. Something cold flashed across her face. So you're Bonnie? I am. Nice to finally meet you, is it? Alina's voice had an edge now. You've been spending a lot of time with my family. They're good kids. My kids. Bonnie didn't flinch. I know. Max grabbed his water bottle from the counter. We're going to play outside. He herded Daisy and Bonnie's daughter toward the back door, away from the tension. Alina watched them go, then turned to Bonnie. I'd like to talk to my ex-husband. Alone, of course. Bonnie looked at me. I nodded. She left. Alina's mask dropped the second the door closed. That's who you replaced me with? Nobody replaced you. The kids clearly. You left an empty space, Alina. Bonnie just showed up when you didn't. She's confusing them. She's been here. I'm their mother. Then act like it. Her face flushed red. You're alienating them from me. Using her too. I don't need to alienate them from you. You did that yourself. This isn't over. Yeah, I said quietly. It is. She stared at me, rage and desperation fighting for control. I have rights. They're my children. I could fight for custody. Go ahead. Something in my voice made her stop. What? I pulled out my phone. Opened the folder. 2 years of evidence. You want to fight? Let's fight. I watched her face as I scrolled through the folder. 2 years of documentation. Every missed visit. Every broken promise. Every lie. What is that? She asked. Receipts. I pulled up the kitchen chair, sat down, and started reading. My voice was calm. Factual. Like I was giving a project report at work. April 12, 2023. Cancelled visit. Your text, too tired from traveling. Your Instagram story posted same day, 6 p.m. Champagne brunch with hashtag living my best life. That's not. April 26th. No show. Didn't respond to texts until 11 p.m. The kids waited for 3 hours. Max cried. You remember your excuse? She said nothing. Lost track of time. You were at a rooftop bar. Tag the location. I was going through something. May 3rd. Bad headache, can we reschedule? Posted yourself at a spa day 2 hours later. Stop. June 16th. Max's soccer championship. You promised you'd come. Didn't show. He kept looking at the bleachers. You were in Miami. Pool party. Bikini photos. Hearts and airplane emojis. Her face was losing color. I kept going. July 8th. You visited for 30 minutes. Took 12 selfies with the kids. Posted all of them. Left because you had dinner plans. Max asked me why you only come to take pictures. I was trying. September 22nd. Daisy had pneumonia. Fever of 104. I called you 6 times. Texted you it was serious. You didn't respond for 3 days. I didn't see. You posted Instagram stories those 3 days. I have screenshots. Timestamps. You saw. Alina's hands were shaking now. Why are you doing this? You asked about custody. I'm showing you why that's not going to happen. I scrolled further. October 30th. Halloween. You promised to take them trick or treating. Cancelled 2 hours before. They'd been talking about it for weeks. Your excuse, work emergency. You were at a costume party. Posted yourself dressed as a devil. The irony wasn't lost on me. Please stop. December 24th. Christmas Eve. You said you'd come for dinner. Didn't show. Didn't call. Daisy set a place for you at the table. She waited until 9 p.m. You texted the next day, sorry, got overwhelmed. I looked up at her. Her eyes were wet, but I felt nothing. You posted yourself at some tech guy's ski lodge that night. Champagne. Fireplace. Caption about finding peace in the mountains. I was in a bad place mentally. For 2 years straight? You don't understand. I understand perfectly. I scrolled to the recent entries. This year. January through August. You visited 3 times. 3. Birthday party in March, 40 minutes. Memorial Day, took them to lunch, left after an hour. July, stopped by for 20 minutes, said you couldn't stay. I pulled up her Instagram profile. Recent posts, but you found time for Barcelona. And that yacht trip in Greece. And whatever that music festival was. And the wellness retreat. And... Stop it. Her voice cracked. I put the phone down. You want to talk about custody? About your rights? Fine. Let's talk about responsibility. About showing up. About being there when your kid has nightmares or fails a math test or just needs their mom. I had to find myself. You had to raise your children. That's not fair. What's not fair is Daisy asking me every night for months why mommy doesn't love her. What's not fair is Max learning at 7 years old not to hope. What's not fair is them thinking they did something wrong to make you leave. Alina was crying fully now. I love them. Then why weren't you here? I needed. What? What did you need more than your kids needed their mother? Silence. I showed her one more screenshot. Recent. From last month. This is Daisy's school performance. She was a sunflower in the play. First speaking part. She was so nervous. Practiced her lines every night for 2 weeks. I didn't know. I texted you. Sent you the date. Asked if you'd come. I didn't see. You responded. Maybe, I'll try. I showed her the text thread. Her message. My reminder the day before. Her response, can't make it, sorry. Then her Instagram story from that same evening. Wine bar. Friends. Self-care Sunday. Bonnie came, I said quietly. She sat in the front row. Recorded the whole thing. Daisy saw her in the audience and her face just lit up. Stop comparing me to her. I'm not comparing. I'm just telling you who showed up. Alina stood abruptly, chair scraping. You're using her to replace me. You're alienating my children. Your children don't know you. That's because you won't let me. I never stopped you. My voice was steel now. You stopped yourself. Every single time. I have 2 years of proof that you chose everything else over them. They're my children. I closed the folder. Looked at her dead on. Then maybe you should have acted like it. The silence was deafening. She stared at me, mascara running, designer clothes and empty hands. When Daisy called Bonnie mommy a few months ago, I said, you know what I felt? How dare you let? Relief. Because Bonnie earned it. She was there at 2 a.m. with fevers. She helped with homework. She showed up to every school event. She made my daughter feel safe and loved and wanted. I want them. You want the idea of them. The Instagram version. Not the reality. That's not true. Prove me wrong. I slid my phone across the table. There's the evidence. Every text. Every screenshot. Every broken promise. You want to fight for custody? Show that to a judge. See what happens. Her hand trembled as she picked up the phone. She scrolled. Her face went from red to white to something broken. I didn't realize. Yeah. You didn't. She set the phone down carefully, like it might explode. I can change. I can be better. You've been saying that for 2 years. I mean it this time. So did you the last 15 times. She looked toward the back door where the kids were playing. I could hear their laughter through the glass. I'm their mother, she said again, but this time it sounded like she was trying to convince herself. Biologically, yes. In every way that actually matters? I shook my head. That title belongs to whoever shows up. And you haven't. Alina grabbed her purse, movements jerky. Defeated. This isn't over. Yes, it is. She walked to the door, stopped with her hand on the knob. They'll forgive me someday. They'll understand I was going through things. Maybe they will. But they'll never forget who was here when you weren't. She left without saying goodbye to the kids. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at my phone, that folder still open. Outside, I heard Daisy laugh at something Bonnie said. My phone buzzed. Text from Bonnie, you okay? Yeah. It's done. The kids are asking about dinner. Pizza? I looked out the window. Max was teaching Bonnie's daughter how to kick a soccer ball. Daisy was doing cartwheels on the grass. Bonnie was watching them, smiling. This was my family, not the one I'd planned. The one we'd built. Pizza sounds perfect. That was 6 months ago. Today, life looks like this. Bonnie and I are engaged. No big dramatic proposal, just a quiet conversation one night after the kids were asleep about wanting to make it official. She moved in 3 months ago. Her daughter has the room next to Daisy's. They're basically sisters now. Max is 10 and thriving. Made honor roll last semester. Still plays soccer, still confident, still asks me questions about everything. He talks to me now, really talks. About school, friends, girls he thinks are cool but won't admit it. Normal kid stuff. Daisy is 7 and loud and happy. She performs made-up plays in the living room, makes us sit through them, bows dramatically at the end. She calls Bonnie Mama Bonnie without hesitation. Sometimes just Mama when she's not thinking about it. Alina sees them occasionally. Every 2 or 3 months, she'll text asking if she can take them to lunch or a movie. Sometimes she shows up. Sometimes she cancels last minute. The kids have learned not to expect much. Last month she actually made it, took them to some chain restaurant, bought them dessert, dropped them off after 90 minutes. How was it? I asked when they came inside. Max shrugged. Fine. She asked a lot of questions about school but didn't really listen to the answers. She took pictures, Daisy added, already moving on to show Bonnie a drawing she'd made. That's the pattern now. Alina visits like a distant aunt who's fulfilling an obligation. The kids are polite. They answer her questions. They smile for her photos. Then they come home and forget about it. Her Instagram tells a different story. She still posts about being a devoted single mom. Uses photos from her brief visits, crops out the timestamps, writes captions about cherishing every moment with my babies. People who don't know better comment hearts and best mom ever. People who do know, other parents from school, neighbors, family, they see through it. Nobody says anything directly, but I've noticed the comments asking, weren't you just in Cancun? Or how are the kids doing? With an edge to them. She tried adding me on social media last month. I didn't respond. Her luxury life faded. The relationship with the yacht guy ended a year ago according to my sister, who still follows her. The boutique business closed. Last I heard she's working retail at some department store, living in a studio apartment. I don't celebrate it. Don't feel satisfaction. Just nothing. She made her choices. We made ours. The real victory isn't her downfall. It's Tuesday night dinners where everyone actually talks. It's Bonnie helping Max with algebra while I make tacos. It's Daisy's giggle when I do the funny voices during bedtime stories. It's Max asking Bonnie for advice about friend drama because he trusts her. It's waking up on a Saturday and having breakfast together, messy, loud, chaotic, real. Last week, Max's teacher asked to meet with me and Bonnie about his progress. She kept saying you two are doing an amazing job and he's so well adjusted. On the way home, Bonnie said, she thought I was his bio mom. Does that bother you? No. She smiled. It just means we're doing it right. Yeah. We are. Daisy had her 8-year checkup yesterday. The pediatrician asked about family medical history. Daisy listed Bonnie's side without blinking, completely natural. Is Grandma Bonnie still allergic to bees? Because I am too now. The doctor looked at me for clarification. I just nodded. It didn't need explanation. Alina texted last week asking if she could see the kids this weekend. I said yes. She canceled Friday afternoon. Something came up with work. Max said figured and went back to his video game. That's what she doesn't understand. She thinks the damage was in leaving. The real damage is in the pattern, the constant proof that everything else matters more. She lost them in the small moments. The missed pickups. The broken promises. The next time that never came. And when she finally wanted them back, when the fantasy life crumbled and she realized what she'd thrown away, it was too late. Not because I poisoned them against her. Not because Bonnie replaced her. Because they'd already learned who they could count on. I don't hate Alina. I don't think about her much at all anymore. She's just someone who used to live here, someone the kids see occasionally, someone who chose the highlight reel over the reality and was shocked when reality moved on without her. Tonight we're having game night. Bonnie's making her famous brownies. Max is setting up the board games. Daisy is arguing about which one we should play first, as usual. This is my life now, not the one I planned when I married Alina. Not the fairy tale version with the perfect nuclear family. Something better, something real, built on showing up. On consistency. On love that doesn't require an Instagram filter to look good. Alina chose luxury, excitement, the fantasy of a different life. I chose the real thing. And when she tried to come back, she found that the family she abandoned had already become whole again, just without her in it. My phone buzzes. Text from Alina, can I see them next weekend? I really want to make it this time. I show the text to Bonnie. Your call, she says. She'll probably cancel. Probably. I text back, they're free Sunday afternoon. 2 to 4 p.m. Maybe she'll show. Maybe she won't. Doesn't matter either way anymore. Daisy runs into the kitchen. Dad. Mama Bonnie. We're ready. Stop being slow. Bonnie laughs. Demanding little thing, isn't she? Wonder where she gets it, I say, kissing her cheek. We walk into the living room where our kids, all 3 of them, are waiting. This is enough. This is everything. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.